Hello class, this is Demetrius Wilson, BA 121 Sales. We are now on chapter 14, one more chapter. Chapter 15 is the last chapter of the course. Chapter 14 talks about the power of learning the ropes. We all have to learn the ropes at some time. New job, new class, new everything. It's very important to go into learning the ropes the right way. In the video ride along, it talks about how to stay motivated. Features Priya Misa. She's a sales representative at Lupin Pharmaceuticals. She shares how she stays motivated by envisioning the end result. So you envision success, you envision a good end result, and you continue to stay motivated. If you're envisioning a bad end result, then you probably would not be motivated by that. Discussion questions for the video ride along. List different ways by which salespeople can motivate themselves, and evaluate the role of money as a motivator in sales. And as in sales and everything else, if money it's a short-term motivator, but in sales more so than other departments, it is a huge motivator in terms of getting people to do things, getting people to sell more, as opposed to other departments which don't really focus on those type of incentives and commissions and draws and things of that nature. Chapter objectives for chapter 14, understand how to manage yourself as a selling professional. Learn the keys to managing your time, which is very important as a sales professional. Identify the elements that drive your results and income. All right, the elements are sales, commission, sales at a certain level, and bonuses. Learn how to stay motivated and expand your knowledge every day. Discuss how to stay positive with a healthy mind and body. One very first sales job I had, the guy said, it's a law of averages. He said you go from 1 to 10. If you're going to get a one yes out of those 10 no's, and for every industry there's a different ratio. But in this particular industry, he said for every 10 doors that you knock on, you're going to get one yes. And he said now you might get 9 no's in a row and then get that yes, and you may get that yes before you get the 9. So it's just staying positive, staying motivated, and keeping a healthy mind and body in your profession. Understand how to leverage internships and professional organizations to get the job you want. That's one of the things I tell everybody in each class I had that I missed out on was the internship. Didn't do that any of my 4 years in school. And I think it really would have helped. So when I speak with people, I always encourage them to do internship while you're in school, if you're able to. Sometimes people, especially that are in some of these classes, are working adults where you're not in that situation. But if you're someone who is in that situation and you're younger and you have the opportunity to take an internship, please do so. You want to be an A player, right? You don't want to be a B or a C or a D player. You want to be the best at what you can do. Find your sweet spot and focus on it. And we're going to show you a little diagram about the sweet spot. But you have to focus on that sweet spot. Know where you are, intersect with all the correct angles, and you will become or continue to be a better A player. I want you to pause on this slide and really examine it, because it talks about your passion, your DNA, and then your economic drivers, right? So your passion, things which give you fire in your belly. Like you wake up in the morning and this is what you're thinking about. So that's your passion. So be sure to read these carefully. Your DNA is things which come easily to you, even though it may be difficult to others. So some things you just say, this is just easy for me, right? And some other people say this is very hard for me. So it's within your DNA, it's within your makeup. And then economic drivers, right? Various activities you can perform, and the skills that you have for them, which people will pay you, right? So the things that you do in order to get paid. So in this instance, it would be selling things. So you get paid for selling things. If you have a certain skill set that you're able just to sell a lot, then you're definitely in the correct profession. And some people have a skill set in which they're not able to sell a lot with their DNA, but they use their mind and they learn how to sell more and more. So be sure to pause it on here, read the different ones on passion, read the different ones on DNA, and read the different economic drivers, and kind of gauge and see where your sweet spot, which is where all three intersect evenly, where would that be in terms of you and your profession. So what makes an A player? The video Psychology of an A Player features Carrie Solkwich, founder of Principal of Boswell Group, discusses differences between A players and B players. According to him, A players interact very naturally and fluently with the customers. B players often try too hard. I'll never forget, this guy came in, he's a new vice president, and he called me and another manager in the office. And he pulled out a whiteboard and he said, here's a marker for both of you. He said, I want you to tell me who your A players are, your B players are, and your C players are. He said, your A players, we're going to make them even better. He said, your B players, we're going to try to raise them up to A players. And he said, the C players, they're out of here, right? And that's kind of a, tough thing to decide someone's fate, their future, things that, they get their funds, their family depends on them, just to have one conversation to say this is where you are. So you definitely want to be known as an A player in your organization, because you don't want to be the person under that red line where I'm saying these are the C players and then they're let go. Managing yourself, making the most of your resources. You could do ride-alongs. I did a ride-along at the organization I'm currently at. When I first got there, travel with an experienced sales rep or sales manager to make sales calls. Use your sales manager's sales expertise and insights to make your job easier. A lot of times you have to come in. Some of us don't like to ask for help, but a lot of times you really need to go ask someone who's been in the field or the industry a lot longer. And explore all of your company resources. Might be something out there that can help and assist you. Managing your time, organizing and prioritizing. Your goal should be to spend as much time as possible with customers or prospects, right? So if you organize your time appropriately, you'll be able to spend more time with these prospects or customers, because they are the ones that are truly important, because they dictate your sales, which dictates your success. Tools like a call cycle and territory management worksheet help you to achieve your objective, right? So if you stay organized, write things down, your time will be, it will be pretty fluid and you won't forget things. If you're just relying on your mind, the older you get, the more things that you will forget. Time management, the practice of organizing and prioritizing your activities to ensure that you can achieve your goals. So you want to ensure that you achieve your goals, and how do you do that? You organize and you prioritize. Key reasons that time can get away from you: poor planning, right? Proper planning prevents poor performance. Procrastination is the thief of time, and making tasks too big. I know you look at the big picture, but there are a bunch of small pictures on the way up to that big picture. Choosing success. The video Stephen Covey on choosing success features Stephen, author and professional speaker, consultant, management expert, discusses that leaders are not born or made, but self-made, right? So nobody's just born, and some people say some people have it, and there are different types of leaderships, different type of powers. Like some people have charismatic power. Some people have legitimate power, which means that they're your manager or boss. But there are different types of power out there. So that's he's the expert, he's a guru. So definitely pay close attention to that video. Work smarter, not harder. I always say that because, what's the point of working harder if you're not working smarter? That means, that I would rather have someone who works smarter and gets the same results than somebody who works harder, because they're using their mind. That person who's working so much harder than the person who's working smarter is going to burn out. And that, typically is always the case in all industries. So to work smart, you want to get organized. You want to set goals for the day, week, month, and year. You want to prioritize your activities. You want to create a schedule. Delegate work to others. A lot of times those people on the work harder side, they don't delegate to others. And then they get all stressed out, start pulling their hair out, and then they just abruptly quit. I knew a lady like that. No joke. She just came in on the weekend one day, boxed all her stuff up, and left a note on the computer, said, I quit, I'm out. And just left because she couldn't take anymore, right? But she needed to delegate things to people, but she didn't want to. Maximize selling time. So you want to maximize what's important in the selling time. That's prime time. I got you in front of me. Let me sell my goods and services to you. Time is money. Time is definitely money. Video time management tips features Andrew Sykes. He shares his tips on how to manage his own time. Notes, calendars, things on your Outlook. You must manage your time in any type of profession, even if it's not even the sales. You have to manage your time. Sales traffic school, another great video. This time management for sales success. He discusses the sales traffic school, categorizing your daily tasks as green, critical, yellow, necessary, and red, unnecessary, right? Or it could be, however you want to color code it. Could be, yellow, yellow is critical, red is unnecessary, green is maybe next week. However you code it, but you need to have some type of system. And I've used a red, yellow, green system before, and it worked really well. Maybe people just like colors. I don't know. Compensation and sales. So you have your salary, all right? So how much you are guaranteed to get. You have your commission, how much you get, which is predicated on your sales. Your draw. A lot of times when you come to a sales company, they know that you can't build up your pipeline within the first 3 months, so they give you a draw. And that draw, they give you a larger draw during the first 3 months. But then after those 3 months, they say you should have built up your pipeline. We're going to take the draw off, and now you have to, you actually have to sell to get commission to make that same. And then a bonus, you sell 50,000 units, we're going to give you a bonus. Key performance indicators, or KPI. You hear about these in mostly all organizations, especially the big ones. It measures some measures of productivity that relate to achieving goals, maybe organized by the type of goal. Performance KPIs, measures of productivity that include outcomes. Conversion, measure of a salesperson's productivity or efficiency that do not have an outcome, right? So, conversions don't have an outcome. We're converting something. Performance, right? That's an actual outcome. And here's some great examples: performance and conversions KPIs. So on performance side, your sales quota, sales versus quota, your gross profit, and your number of new accounts. On the conversion side, sales per customer. So now we're looking at ratios and percentages, sales per employee, customer penetration, cost per sale, things of that nature. So be sure to be very familiar with these terms. Setting your goals. So you want to write down your goals. It's always great to write things down because, you'll remember to do them. Or even if you're just a person who just likes crossing things out that I got this done. All right. Writing things down to make fun of me at work because I write so many lists. And, but it's because, like I said, if I don't write it down, I will not remember it. Understand what it takes to achieve your goals. Schedule your success, right? Say by this date I need to be at this amount of sales. It really will help those wheels turn. Track your progress. Where am I at now, and then stay focused. If you move by shiny object, and it distracts you, you have to figure out how to not let it distract you and focus. What can you do in 24 hours? If you could achieve one goal in 24 hours, right? Well, if I'm asking you that, what would you do? What goal would you want to achieve? He discusses the importance of doing something every day towards your major goal in life. So what you have to do is wake up and think, okay, I'm going to do at least one thing that moves me towards my major goal in life. And it really does help. It helps you to focus. Be a Rock Star, another video by Jeffrey Gitmer. You've seen him all throughout the course. Explains what it takes to be a rock star, and not rock star like I'm playing the guitar rock star, but rock star in your field of business. Believe and achieve. The video why sales is the best profession and most challenging features Lisa Peskin again. She's been all over this book as well. She talks about the need to believe in yourself, stay focused, and stay motivated in sales. And those are very, very important. High energy. Somebody doesn't have high energy, probably not going to do too well in sales. Fail to succeed, and that's kind of like a vice president. He told me this one time. He said, I want you to fail and fail fast so that you don't make those mistakes further down the road when they'll be more costly. 4 simple steps that can help you turn failure into growth. Objectively analyze your role in the failure, right? Did I play a role in this? What did I do wrong? Imagine if you had done something different. Determine what prompted you to take the actions you took. And decide that when the situation occurs again, will you do something differently? And this is great because I made, let's say 3 mistakes that I made, and I'm not just saying that I just made 3 mistakes, but I said I know I made 3 mistakes on Friday. So I kind of went through this list and I said, okay, let me think about what I did, why did I do it, and would I do it differently next time? So I objectively analyzed my role in the failure. Yeah, it was my fault. Imagine if you had done something different. If I had done something different, I see a better outcome. Determine what prompted you to take actions that you took. Just did not think about some of the elements that were involved. That's all. It was more like inaction. And then decide, and inaction is an action. Decide that when the situation occurs again, will you do something differently? Yes, I already know how I will handle it the next time if it ever happens. Positive reinforcement, always good. The video Stay Positive features Jerry again. He discusses how to be positive and creative even when you hear a no, right? That's okay when you hear a no. You may hear a no today, but tomorrow you may hear a yes. Make time for yourself, and that's very, very important as well. The video Work-Life Balance features Rachel Gordon, account manager at WMGK, discusses how she balances work and personal life to be a better salesperson. And it can be tough at times because a lot of times you may have to go to, certain events, golfing, going out to restaurants. Not that those things are so tough, but what if you have other things, obligations like family or something else to do? It could throw off that balance. So you want to have a good work-life balance. But it is tough because, like, specifically in sales, you're always thinking about, like, I haven't hit my quota, bam, I hit my quota, now I'm thinking about next month. But that's just how it works. Selling you. It's your career, own it, right? So this is the portion of the chapter or the portion of the presentation we get to talking about you and interviewing and what you can do. So build your resume with internships. Like I said, that's something that I definitely missed out on. If you can get an internship, please do it. I wouldn't steer you wrong on this one. Seek help from your campus career center. Understand that the options are available and get insight to find the right internship to help you meet your career objectives. Give the same importance to your internship as you would give any job, right? So, just like it's a regular job and your household and your family depends on you, that's how you should look at it. Consider the following factors when you pursue an internship. So paid versus unpaid. Of course, we would prefer paid. But, depending upon your situation, if it's a great unpaid internship, then it may be something that you need to take. But typically, paid is always better. And then credit versus non-credit. Will you get credit in your school? So I always say find one that pays you. That's local, and one in which that it ensures that you'll get credit for your school. Get experience. The video Get Experience features Andrew Sykes again. He shares his advice on getting experience. And how can you get experience? You just actually have to get out there. You can't sit at home, read a module on a computer, and get experience. You have to get out there and get experience. Internship how-to video to get an internship demonstrates various ways to get an internship. So, for instance, my company, we put them up, we post them on the job board just like any other job. Recommended websites for internships. I want you to pause that, check that site out if it's applicable to any of you. It's something that I think is a great thing for people to do. To research about the internships and then aggressively go after which ones you want. Professional organization is your key to growth, right? And this is another thing I definitely am working on. Join a professional organization while you're in school and continue to be a member after you graduate. I definitely did not do that in school, but it is a great thing to do. If you can build your experience and enhance your resume, so continue to grow within your profession and then also enhance your resume. Your resumes, they can kill you, right? If you don't have the right things and the most updated things on the resume, it could just, shut it down in terms of the interview or in terms of your success in the interview. It helps to build your professional network. So even if you just, you may be able to help somebody out and help somebody else out and scratch their back because you guys met. Say, hey, I remember this guy. I have this job opening. Let me call him. He seemed like a good dude. Professional organizations, check those out as well. Just press pause, or you can check it out. The PowerPoints are loaded in TalentNet, but take a second to definitely check those out. Summary for your favorite slide. It's probably be one close to one of your most favorite slides, but chapter 15, that summary slide, you guys will be like, oh, this is great. We're done with Demetrius. So summary, companies want to hire A players for their sales positions, people who can connect with the customer and help the company achieve its goals. So if I can connect with the customer, get them to buy something from me, then the company wants me to come in and do so. Start believing in yourself. Stay positive, which will help others believe in you. If you're positive about your situation, your scenario, others will be as well. And the best way to get get the job you want when you graduate is to work on it right now with internships and by joining a professional organization. That's something that you can do prior to even getting out of school. And you never know that internship may turn into something different. But like I said, I definitely think back in terms of not getting an internship or not even attempting to get an internship and how it may have impacted my career. And by all means, nothing turned out bad, so not complaining. But I just know as I got older, got out of school, I said, okay, I understand where I went wrong, even though it might not have had a detrimental effect. So something for you guys to think about if you're in that situation, if you're in that scenario. So that's it for chapter 14. Be sure to take your actually, you won't have a quiz on chapter 14, but be sure to complete all your work for the last two chapters, chapter 13, chapter 14. And then next week we'll move on to chapter 15, and we'll be all done. So that's it. So I want everybody to make sure that you have a good day and a great week.